There are 18 cases remaining on the Supreme Court's docket before its current term ends. The High Court is expected to delve into the rulings in the next coming weeks. Some of the most highly anticipated decisions could determine the fate of abortion and gun rights in the U.S., also climate change and religious freedoms. And two controversial Trump-era immigration policies are also in focus. For more on this, let's bring in Deborah Pearlstein. She's a professor at Cardozo School of Law in New York City and co-director of the Floersheimer Center for Constitutional Democracy. She also previously clerked for the late Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll start with abortion because that's where everybody's head is. Tell us about the role John Roberts will play in this decision.
So it's a great question. And based on the leaked opinion that came out of the court, right, the short answer might be not much at all. Based on that judgment, right, or that leaked draft, there are at least 5 votes for overturning the core premise of Roe versus Wade. On the other hand, that draft was written in February, and a lot of time has passed since then. And the big question is whether or not John Roberts, who took a somewhat narrower position on the legality of the Mississippi law, will be able to forge some sort of compromise out of the middle of the court. The compromise, to be clear, would still almost certainly uphold the Mississippi law, which is a ban on abortion beyond 15 weeks, but it might stop short of the sweeping ruling that was contained in Alito's leaked draft.
Deborah, as somebody who studies the court closely, we've never had an instance where you have the leaked draft and then you'll have the ultimate draft and you'll be able to lay them over each other and see what specific words were changed. How do you think that will affect both the ruling and also the legal debates coming out of all of this?
So it's been an extraordinary term for the court in multiple ways. We've seen inside the court, often it's the case that the decision changes, the opinion changes a great deal from the initial draft to the final decision. Even who drafts the majority opinion changes from the beginning. It is. It happens all the time. Right. You just don't usually see the sausage being made at the Supreme Court. And here, the concern is that with all the legitimacy challenges the court is facing, not just with the abortion decision, which is liable to be controversial, undoubtedly, but with the role of Ginny Thomas and all the controversy surrounding the court recently. This is liable to call into further question whatever, and indeed send people reading the tea leaves into what the current environment is like inside the court, what the tensions are like with the justices. And that's not a legal process, or it sounds less like a legal process, and makes the court seem more like a political organ, just like any other.
That's right. It feels like there will be entire classes devoted just to reading the tea leaves of these, the difference between the decision and the leaked. Let's talk about another highly anticipated case. The justices are looking at carrying concealed firearms in New York City. Walk us through that one. So
in this case, the law at issue is a New York law, a New York state law that's been on the books for a long time, that says if you want to carry a concealed firearm in New York, you have to first get a license from an administrative authority in New York. And you can only get a license if you can show that you have a proper cause for carrying the weapon. Mm-hmm. And the argument here is this is a violation of the Second Amendment right to bear firearms that the court recognized for the first time in the 2008 decision in Heller. This is really the court's first opportunity since Heller to sort of put meat on the bones of how far that right sweeps. In Heller itself, the court said, in an opinion by Justice Scalia, right, the court says, look, there is a right to have a handgun in the home for the purpose of self-defense, but it left open the room for all kinds of other gun regulations, including regulations to prohibit felons from purchasing firearms, regulations that might prohibit weapons in special places. And the question is, will the court write a narrow decision here, striking down just this particular New York law, or will it take this occasion to rule more sweepingly about the full scope, or what it sees as the full scope of the Second Amendment right? We hear Democrats on the Senate floor quoting Justice Scalia in that Heller decision, saying that there was room in the Constitution for some restriction of gun rights. Let's move on to the question of the environment. West Virginia versus the Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah, so this is a case that on its face has enormous implications for the ability of the EPA to regulate climate change, right? To to regulate the emission of carbon and other forms of, sort of environmentally and climate change causing gases into the atmosphere. But it's about more than just that. It's really about the court's interest, the new majority's interest, in substantially limiting the power of the administrative state more broadly, not just the EPA, but every executive branch agency that regulates everything from food and drugs to clean air and water to almost everything, right? Securities, almost everything the federal government regulates. And the challenge in this case, too, is going to be whether this is a decision that is just about this climate change regulation, or whether we see, as I think we might, a further step toward reining in the ability of any executive agency to regulate corporations.
And thereby limiting presidents who make all kinds of promises about what they'll do in office through the administrative state. Final question is on the Supreme Court's ruling or mindset about state legislatures. Give us your thoughts on that.
Absolutely. So here is where what's going on at the Supreme Court bleeds pretty centrally into what's going on at Capitol Hill with the January 6th hearings. The issue here is a claim that state legislatures, largely Republican-led state legislatures, have made that state courts don't have the power to declare acts of the state legislature unconstitutional when it comes to elections, and in particular that state legislatures have power, not including state courts, to decide who wins elections in that state. This has come up when state courts have struck down state legislature gerrymanderings as awarding too much power to one party or another. And the pushback against that is no, under the Constitution, only the state legislature gets to decide the time, place, and manner of election. Not even the state court declaring it unconstitutional can override what the legislature says. This is an issue that's going to be with us from now to the 2024 election. There's another case pending in front of the court now. We'll see if the court takes it up.
And it'll be the backdrop at the hearings, January 6th hearings tomorrow. Deborah, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate it. New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed a new Voting Rights Act into law. The John R. Lewis Voting Rights Act of New York prohibits voter suppression and intimidation. Jurisdictions with a history of voting or civil rights violations will now have to get clearance before changing election laws and policies. It also makes electronic interference of elections a misdemeanor. New data shows over 90% of Afghans looking to enter the U.S. on humanitarian grounds have been rejected. According to data from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, more than 46,000 Afghans have submitted parole requests since 2021. Of the nearly 5,000 fully adjudicated applications, fewer than 300 have been approved, and more than 4,200, or roughly 93%, have been denied. Most of the parole applications remain unresolved.